You already know. Good night, man. Top of the night, man. Peace and blessings, man. I had like something that was bothering me that I wanted to talk about and just put a video up. Always put God first. Peace and blessings. I love you guys, man. But let me just hop right into it. It was like thoughts I was rattling in my mind. A lot of thoughts rattling in my mind, right? And I was thinking about, something. It's like, when it comes to like a lot of so-called black women, and this is real talk, do they really love black, so-called black men? Do they really care about us? Do they really they don't care about us, fellas. Like, that's real talk, right? Because when you think about a lot of stuff, and now that I'm thinking about it, right? When you're a man who, got himself together, or, doing right, or got a mind, you're always like, it's like you're an alien when it comes to them, right? Especially these so-called black women, right? When you deal with most of them deal with, when I dealt with women that dealt with guys who was in jail, right, in prison, or they might have dealt with guys that was killers or whatever, right? This on everything I love, man. Most of them the females I'm talking about, if they dealt with a guy who was in jail, might have killed somebody's son, 9 out of 10 times they stay with them guys because they wanted them guys to be maybe protectors for them. You understand? And when you look at the whole picture, when it comes to us, the thinking man, the man who works, the man who, trying to be on the right path to his best ability, right? A lot of women don't like that. You understand? And it's like, when it comes to a lot of things, a female always want to have one up on a black dude, because it's like, when you don't do what she want or do what she say, or you argue, what I mean one up is things to try to destroy you. You understand? So now, for example, if you're dealing with a girl and get into altercation, what's the first she gonna do? Call the authorities, which is police. When you deal with a girl and y'all break up and you happy, what's the first thing she gonna do? Go to court. So when you really look at the whole thing, do black females really mess with us, fellas? And then when you think about slavery, like, a lot of things in slavery, like, when you look at it, like, a lot of times, them women was house niggas, and us men was field niggas, right? So a lot of times, the women was telling on the men, and when them slave masters was lynching us and killing us, sometimes them so-called black women was right side by side by them. And when a black nigga got out of line to a black female, what she did, she called one of the slave masters, or the females must have told the slave master that a slave was trying to escape and he'd get murdered. So now, moving forward in modern day times, like what's going on now, the police is like slave masters. And I said this in different videos before. You understand? The female, the so-called black female, she always gonna like the murderer, the drug dealer. And how many of you guys dealt with women that had baby fathers who's in prison right now, whether they men was drug dealers, murderers? It was always something. And if you talk to them guys that's in prison, them women was visiting them guys in jail. A lot of women, man. A lot of women, they dealt with guys who was murderers, and they go visit them dudes in jail. You understand? But if you a thinking man and you go to jail, she's gonna leave you. Or the guys that's selling drugs and murdering and killing and in and out of jail, they could cheat on women and women to take them right back. So, fellas, when you really think about the whole thing, do we really got a place in society when it comes to the so-called
4.2 miles,
black woman?
turn right on Mill Street.
Hold on, fellas, dude, pardon yourself. When it really comes to the so-called black woman, do we really got any power or do we really hold weight as a thinking man when it comes to dealing with the so-called black female? Y'all gotta think about that, fellas. Hold on. Y'all gotta think about that, fellas. Pardon me. We don't hold no weight. So it's like, do a black, so-called black female really love us? Hell no. They don't love us, fellas. And we just good as our last favor when it comes to them. It's sad, but it's the truth. Because anytime you deal with a black chick and you do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, she call the police. Or she always got a brother, or she always got an ex, or got a side nigga that'll kill you. So you're in a lose-lose situation. Either you're gonna get killed by police, or she's gonna have an ex or somebody murder you. And every time these so-called black women, they always got a drug dealer dealing with them, or a drug addict, or somebody who drink a lot, or somebody who's in and out of prison, or somebody who's a murderer, they always deal with these guys, man. Because a lot of these women know that they fucked up and they not good. You understand? So fellas, if you're dealing with them, just deal with them accordingly and treat them how they treat you, fellas. Because they're going to cheat on you, especially if you're a thinking man. She's going to cheat on you. So do what you got to do, fellas. And like I said again, if you're going to deal with them from a strong point of view. And a lot of you guys, man, like I'm telling you guys, man, just focus on you, man. Put God first and focus on yourself, bro, because they don't really love us, bro. I'm telling you, man. Even the ones in the family, how many of y'all mothers call police on y'all? You understand? And most of the time, if somebody call the cops and they want you dead. So when it's down to our mothers, grandmothers, girlfriends, sisters, nobody care about us, fellas. That's why you gotta just, put God first and put you first, man. And when you deal with a chick, deal with her accordingly, bro. Just always know in the back of your mind that she always gonna have a murderer nigga, and she'll never respect you as a thinking man. You're like a weirdo when it comes to a guy who got his shit together. They don't want that. They say they do, but they don't really want that. They want a guy that they could talk about. They want a guy who could match their energy, because a lot of them had abortions. So if you deal with a guy that's a murderer, what he could say to her? If you deal with a guy who's selling drugs, killing his people, what he could say to her? And you know what it is when a lot of women deal with these guys? They're all temporary, because of women don't like longevity relationships or longevity guys. So if she deal with a guy that's a drug dealer, he's temporary, right? Because he's gonna go to jail, get killed. When she deal with a guy that's a murderer, what's gonna happen? He's gonna go back to jail, get killed. And another thing, she know where he's at all the time. When a girl deal with a guy in jail, she know where he's at all the time. When a girl deal with a guy in the street, it's hard to figure it out, because the guy can say he at work and he's not. So always remember that, fellas. Women love control. No matter what they say, whether they feeding you, giving you a key to their house, putting the cars in their name, they always want control. And the only way you beat them is have everything in your name, and deal with them accordingly, and fuck with a lot of bitches. Because if she cheat on you, you good. If you got other bitches on the side. You understand? It's a game, fellas, and don't ever take them serious. That's it, fellas, and it's just the truth. Work on yourself, be a better you, because like I said again, if you want a girl to love you, bro, be a bum, be a crackhead, be a drug dealer, be all those things. Don't be great. You understand? When you great, you know how to deal with them. And deal with them accordingly. Alright? So like I said again, love yourself, put God first, and just know that they really don't love you, fellas. And once you know these things, you can just deal with them accordingly. And like I said again, you know what you got to do, man. Make sure you good. As long as you put God first, you're always going to be good, fellas. If you got to be by yourself, then you be by yourself, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm meant to be alone forever, too. So I'm in the same boat as you guys, man. You understand? Put God first, and, just work on yourself for you to be a better person, all right? Always put God first, and He's going to make a way. Alright, peace and blessings. I know it's late. I had to make this video because it was things rattling in my brain and I needed to let it out. Alright, I love you guys, and we all in it together. Peace and blessings. A million salutes, man. I love you guys, and keep being amazing. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the comments. I love you guys.